Hey guys, it's Wanjamin ASMR here, and I'm back for another video. It's been a while since I made a video because I've been so busy with law school applications. I've taken the LSAT since my last video, and I'm working on my applications right now, and I'm still working full time, so it's been hard to find time to make a video, but I finally have found some, so I'm super excited. So today I have a few random triggers that I've sort of associated with some stuff that I want to share with you guys. So I have like a list here on my computer of a bunch of my favorite things. I'm sort of just going to talk and ramble about them, and then I'm gonna tap on the triggers that are like associated with them. They're not gonna be like perfectly associated, but it's okay. Alright, so I guess we'll just get started. Alright, so my first favorite that I'm gonna do are my favorite athletes of all time. And the trigger that I'm gonna use, last time, when I tapped on basketball shoes, I tapped on my KDs. This time we're gonna do a little bit more of a throwback. I don't even know what kind of shoes these are, but you can tell that I've used them. Matter of fact, let me get the other shoe, because that one's just kind of disgusting. It's not much better, but at least the laces are intact. These were one of my first basketball shoes that I ever used. Yeah, these got a lot of usage. Alright, so I tried to keep my favorites list down to like a few per, if not just one. But for athletes, I have so many that I need to share all of them. So my first athlete is Manny Pacquiao. If you don't know who Manny Pacquiao is, he's a boxer. And he's Filipino, just like me. And he was goated. Manny Pacquiao was so awesome. Growing up, my parents' friends who were also Filipino would host parties just to watch Manny Pacquiao fight. And he was so inspirational. He's shorter than I am. He's like 5'6", like 5'5", 5'6". He was fighting at like 140 pounds, but bro was a beast. He was so fast. And it was just inspirational watching him fight. Staying in combat sports, my next favorite athlete is Max Holloway. Max Holloway. Max Holloway. Max Holloway is a UFC fighter, so he fights mixed martial arts. And we got another beast. Max Holloway, in his fight before his last fight, because his last fight he got knocked out by Ilia Topuria. It went all 5 rounds. He was fighting Justin Gaethje. And in the last 10 seconds of the 5th round, he pointed at the ground and said, "Let's just finish this right now." And Justin Gaethje, who's also a beast, obliged. And with 1 second left in the 5th round, Max Holloway landed a clean hook overhand to Justin Gaethje's temple. Just knocked him straight out. And that's one of the reasons why I'm such a big UFC fan. Just so insane. He throws so many strikes per match. He's such a high volume fighter. Hard not to like him. Staying within UFC, my next favorite athlete is Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira. So if Max Holloway is a striker, Charles Oliveira is more of a grappler in the UFC. But he's different from other wrestlers because most people who are grapplers, UFC, they'll sort of have boring fights. Completely skillful, but they'll be boring because they'll sort of just take down their opponent and then just try to maintain ground control. But that's not how Charles Oliveira rolls. Sorry about that. Charles Oliveira is a submission artist. And he'll take people to the ground and offensively wrestle them. And he don't give a fuck about ground control. He's trying to submit his opponents. He's always looking for angles to try to submit them. And I think that's really cool to have an offensive wrestling game. So yeah. Next up, let's go into tennis. Now let's talk about Serena Williams. So, Serena Williams is just such an icon to me. I just grew up always thinking she was so awesome. She has so much power behind her shots. She's so graceful from the back of the court. Super fast. Super humble. There's nothing wrong with Serena Williams. There's everything right. One of the most dominant, if not the most dominant, just player in the history of sports. She dominated the sport for over a decade. I believe she won a Grand Slam while pregnant. And she's just as impressive of a person off the court as she is on the court. And then finally, my last athlete is Dwayne Wade. D-Wade is probably my favorite athlete of all time. He's a basketball player. He played almost his entire career on the Miami Heat. And I'm not a Heat fan, but just the way Dwayne Wade played was so cool to me. He was super fast, super athletic, and he was a relatively short dude for the NBA. Super electric. I guess that's why they call him the Flash. Alright. And then, so that's enough with athletes. So next is my favorite hobby, which is either rock climbing or basketball. Rock climbing is a hobby that I've gotten into recently. Me and my friends sort of just go every week. And for you climbers out there who are interested, I climb around V4, V5. I'll sometimes dabble in a V6, and I'll sometimes fail at V3. And if you don't know what that means, that just means you're a normal person who isn't obsessed with climbing. I like climbing because it's like really cerebral. Like you sort of have to figure out mentally how to complete certain climbs. Like it's not just something that you can like brute force your way through a lot of the time. And then my favorite hobby of all time is probably basketball. I played so much basketball growing up. I'm like 5'9", 5'8", 5'9", so I'm usually one of the smaller guys on the court, so I've developed quite the jump shot, I think. And I'm pretty fast too. Defense and passing is another story. I never played like competitively or for my school, at least since like 6th grade. So I'm more of a hooper than a basketball player. Like most of my playing has been in pickup or on the street. Let's do a new trigger. Next, I'm going to talk about my favorite foods. This isn't one of my favorite foods, but it's one of the foods that was in my room biscuit sticks, and you can find them in like Asian like Asian markets a lot of the time. And my favorite foods are pho, the Vietnamese soup, and sushi. So pho is like a soup with noodles in it and an assortment of like meat and vegetables. And then along with the meat, you'll usually have like different kinds of like spicy sauces or like hoisin sauce. And it's my favorite comfort food of all time. And then sushi, as polarizing as it is, it's just the goat, man. Sushi is just so good. I love it. My favorite sushi roll is probably anything to do with salmon. I really like salmon nigiri. Yeah, anything rolled up with like spicy salmon in it, I'm gonna love it. Alright, next up. My favorite gas station snack. My favorite gas station snacks are Sour Patch Kids, specifically the watermelon ones, and hot fries. If you don't know what hot fries are, you guys gotta try them. They're basically just like really thin, like cuts from like thick potato chips, with like spicy seasoning on them, and they're usually super cheap. It's super delicious. And then y'all know Sour Patch Kids. I could eat those all day. And for the record, Sour Patch Kids are my choice of snack at the movie theaters as well. Alright. Now my favorite dessert. My favorite dessert by a mile is key lime pie. Oh my god, guys, I love key lime pie. I just feel like no other dessert gives that same like level of tanginess, sweetness. I love the crust on key lime pie most of the time, and the way the whipped cream works on it usually too. It's just the perfect dessert to me. But let me know what y'all think. I have so many like memories associated with key lime pie as well, like birthday parties for my friends, like going to restaurants with my family and ordering it at the end of our meal. Just so many good memories. Oh my god, I love key lime pie. Alright. Next up, this trigger's over here. So, next I'm going to be talking about my favorite color. Which is purple. My favorite color is specifically royal purple because it makes, to me, it gives like the vibe of like being formidable. Feels like a strong color. But followed closely by pastel, like lilac purple. Sort of like this. On bro right here. And that feels like a calm color to me. And then mess with green. Green is probably also my favorite color to wear, which gives it some points. And then my next favorite is going to be my favorite animal. In first place, also by far, is the springbok. And I know what most of you are thinking. Hunchman ASMR, what the hell is a springbok? It's essentially sort of like a deer, antelope sort of animal. But the way they like get around is they hop, like they just jump, like off of all four of their feet. And I can't do how funny it looks justice, how entertaining it is. So I encourage all of you, after this video, or when you wake up, to go search up a video of springboks moving, because it's so funny. And I just like it. I like how free they look. And then my next two are red pandas. I love red pandas. I just think they're cute. If you ever watched The Legend of Korra, that's why I like red pandas. They're just so adorable. The way they move is just awesome. They're so fluffy. And then probably beavers. I really respect beavers. I think it's funny how they have their whole like dam building grind. Like I really think that's awesome. Sometimes I'll be watching like a video about beavers, or I'll be like walking in the woods and I'll see something a beaver made and I'll be like legitimately impressed. I'm like, bro, y'all made that. It's like a community building effort. And they're also cute. Alright. Next up, I have this speaker because we're going to be talking about music. I have a few songs that I want to talk about. So, my music taste, it's starting to get diversified nowadays, but typically I mostly listen to like pop, rap, and like experimental pop and experimental rap. Some R&B. And a sprinkle in of like most other genres, but those are my main ones. So my favorite song of all time is Torn by Natalie Imbruglia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But I just think that song just pleases my ears like no song ever has. The chorus of that song is just so beautiful to me. And it's not even about anything crazy. I'm already torn. They gotta get me on the voice, man. My next favorite song is Now or Never by Kendrick Lamar and Mary J. Blige. It's just such an uplifting sounding song off of one of my favorite albums too, Good Kid, Mad City, the Deluxe. I love the message. Like now or never is like a mantra that I live by. Or I try to live by. the song is just like heavenly. That's like a descriptor of like how I feel about it, and it's like actual vibe. Like the production on the song is so grand. Next, I also like Sisyphus by Quadeca. Sisyphus by Quadeca. 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 This song is kind of weird. There's a bunch of stuff going on in the production. There's a bunch of weird samples. And as the name suggests, the theme is sort of centered around like getting over the hill. Or trying to reach somewhere that seems unreachable. And this song might be what I think is probably the song that impresses me the most from like a production standpoint or from like a creativity standpoint. Like the choices that Quadeca makes when it comes to the sounds that he puts in the song, it's just super like, I don't understand how people are born this creative. I mean, I know he worked to get here, but there's just some things you can't teach. And then finally, I got Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. Guys, this song is insane. I know it's super popular, and it's like, duh, you know, like how could this song not be popular? It is one of the most impressive build-ups I've ever heard in my life. Olivia sounds like she's in her bag in this song. It's one of her most impressive vocal performances. And the songwriting is also just amazing. I've made some real big mistakes. You make the worst one look fine. I should have. You only come out at night. Guys, honestly, just do yourself a favor and just listen to every song Olivia Rodrigo has ever made, and you tell me if she's missed. Next up, my favorite subject when I was in school. My favorite subject in school was English, so I'm going to tap on this book. I've tapped on this before, but I like the sounds that it makes. The reason I liked English class is one, because I love writing. I actually like, deadass, I like writing. I didn't mind writing essays ever. And I like to think I was pretty good at it. Nothing crazy, but I was pretty good at it. And even though reading isn't like my favorite thing to do, usually in English class it was pretty easy to finesse readings. If I didn't feel like reading something, I could just go on Spark Notes, or like one of the Spark Notes clones, and I could just read the summary and I come into class and it'd be fine. So I was really never driven about English class. You already know your boy was rocking that A at all times. But I did read some books, and my favorite book of all time is actually a book that I read in English class. Sorry, I'm a little sick. And that is The House on Mango Street. It's essentially like a coming-of-age novel about this Hispanic girl in Chicago. And I'm not going to spoil anything because because y'all need to read it. But it's a very genuine exploration of a lot of themes that are kind of heavy. Self-discovery, like womanhood, just like growing up, like realizing that the world isn't always as it seems or as it's portrayed by the people that raise you. Amazing, amazing book. House on Mango Street. House on Mango Street. Alright. I have 4 more favorites, and I think I'm just gonna tap on one of my colognes because it's the answer to one of the questions, which is your favorite scent. So my favorite, just like scent in general, is probably this cologne, Prada Luna Rosa Sport. It's my everyday cologne. But I've already talked about that in another video, in my essentials video. But my favorite scent that's not like a cologne or anything is just the scent of a bakery. I love walking into bakeries. Specifically in the Philippines. Pandesal bakeries. Undefeated scent. Oh my god. I would pay money to smell that right now. Like, I'd probably pay like, for the chance to smell it right now, I'd probably pay like $40. That's how serious it is. Okay. My favorite drink. My favorite drink is water for sure. I'm not a big, like, drink guy. My favorite alcoholic drink is a Modelo or a Corona. I used to not like beer, but over time, it's become goated. Like, especially those two. And then, probably my overall favorite non-water drink is cream soda. I really love cream soda. Where I work, the law firm that I work at, they're always stocked up on cream soda for me because they know I mess with it. I'm lying, they stock it up because one of the attorneys messes with it, but hey, I do too and I benefit. Alright. My favorite flower. These all low-key, like, actually kind of relate to this because it's like favorite scent, and then favorite drink, and it's like liquid in here, and then favorite flower because flowers are like, you smell flowers. I'm kind of reaching, whatever. You smell flowers and you smell this, and this is like a floral scent too, so maybe I'm a genius. My favorite flower is a chrysanthemum, and it's just because I think they're pretty, and I liked the children's book, Chrysanthemum. I think it was called Chrysanthemum. And then finally, the last one. My favorite number. this is completion to me. Or like doing a good job, finishing something, and doing it well. And keeping it 100. Speaking of completion, I think that's gonna do it on this video. Thank you guys so much for the support on my last 2 videos. It's been really cool getting to see like anyone comment on my videos. So let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm gonna have a little bit more time to be able to make videos. Because I'm not studying for the LSAT anymore. I'm just sending out applications.